Welcome back to another episode of Who Wore It Best, a show where we celebrate the legends behind the numbers. Today, we're diving into the world of athletes who turned the number 50 into a symbol of greatness. Our sophisticated scoring system evaluates players based on their dominance in their sport, MVP awards, defensive achievements, scoring titles, and team champions. Today, joining me are our panel of esteemed panelists, and I use that term loosely. Edgar, he's our encyclopedia of sports history. Paul, the voice of the millennial sports fan, and Anthony, our fresh and youthful perspective. Let's get started with the number 50. Edgar, since you're over 50, let's start with you. Who stands out?
Mark, when you talk about the number 50, you have to start with David Robinson. The Admiral wasn't just a powerhouse on the court. He was a leader and a gentleman off it. 2 NBA titles, an MVP, and his impact goes well beyond stats. Simply monumental.
Paul, what do you got?
Well, that's true, Edgar, but let's not overlook Mike Singletary. His intensity and leadership on the field for the Bears were nothing short of legendary. He helped define the linebacker position in the NFL with his fierce play and strategic mind, and was the leader of the most dominant defense on the greatest team in NFL history, the Monsters of the Midway.
Now, for me, growing up in Chicago during the Blackhawks Stanley Cup era, that was electrifying. Now, especially with Corey Crawford in goal wearing, you guessed it, number 50. He got that number as a rookie when he had the chance to switch it, but he decided to keep it because he said it made him feel like a linebacker on ice. Watching him lead our 2 Stanley Cups and earning 2 William Jennings trophies was incredible, and possibly good enough to win him a Who Wore It Best award.
Okay, guys, all compelling arguments for these sports giants, but before we decide who wore it best, let's acknowledge some close contenders. Paul, Edgar mentioned David Robinson. Anybody else in the basketball world that you could think of with number 50?
Oh, definitely. Give me Zach Randolph. He put up some great numbers displaying that 50 across his back. Not nonetheless.
Anthony, baseball, what do you got?
Yeah, no, we definitely can't leave out baseball. There's been some heavy hitters in the 50 club, but for my generation, one of the most exciting players is definitely Mookie Betts. Now, wearing number 50, his dynamic play got him multiple gold gloves, a batting title, and even an MVP award.
Edgar, your counter.
If we're talking about baseball, let's not forget Jamie Moyer, or do you say Moyer? His longevity is remarkable. Pitching well into his 40s, he showed that age is just a number, giving hope to athletes everywhere at the highest levels that you can compete well past what people consider your prime.
All very good points, gentlemen. Now, David Robinson, number 50, obviously he's a top NBA 50 player of all time. We all know the 2 NBA championships, like you said. Paul, you brought up Michael Singletary, number 50, best defense of all time, and probably will never be beaten. When you think about today's NFL offense, I don't think that Bears defense will ever be beaten. Anthony, you brought up a good one with the goalie, Crawford, but you did say something that stood out to me. You said he thought he was a linebacker on ice. So obviously he goes, I'm going to wear that number because of Singletary. So he's already wearing it because somebody else. And now for my money, now I know I'm a Chicago diehard, I would say Mike Singletary, just for the defensive purposes that you'll never have another defense like that again. To settle this, we're going to turn it over to the world's fastest supercomputer housed at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Nashville, Tennessee, to crunch our complex algorithm. And the results, what? David Robinson. Okay, fine. David Robinson leads the pack for the number 50. His blend of athletic excellence and leadership on and off the court truly sets him apart. Do you agree with the results, or do you have a different pick in mind? Share your thoughts in the comments and join us next time for another great episode of Who Wore It Best.